Hello, y'all. I'm back. It's 11:54 a.m. So I didn't really get any sleep until after 6:30 this morning. It was around. It was after 5 o'clock, but I think it was just before 5:30. I ate like a big, super early breakfast, and and then afterwards I only got 4 hours of sleep. So I had, um, I had the last of those Filipino banana chips. They were so good, but my tooth, like a couple of pieces, tried to get stuck in my tooth, and my tooth, that piece of tooth almost, came totally apart. So I got stuck between there. But anyway, it's um like it's dark and supposed to rain or something. But I'm gonna get to the weather thing later, a little later. But so I had those little banana chip things and the last of the first box of cereal, and then I have another, the free box. Buy one get one free. The paid one is, I ate it, and then the free one, I still have that left, and I think I have a half of thing of milk left, and so I had a little bit of cereal, and I also had some applesauce and a peanut butter sandwich with the multi-grain sprouted bread that contains millet and wheat, and I think it contains oats and stuff like that too. So I had that, and then I went to sleep, and for 4 hours, and I had a deep, intense dream. And have you ever had a dream where a song that you never in your life heard in real life was playing? Like a song would be. This is the second time I recall something like that happening. Um, so in real life, Osriel Clary, I never listened to whatever music she may have out, but she doesn't have a. But I know that she doesn't have a song like a pop R&B kind of song called Fly Away. So in the dream, somebody posted something on Twitter in my dream, and I clicked on the link, and it was, it actually was playing like as if I was hearing it in real life. And she had, like, in the dream, she had a pop R&B song called Fly Away. And then I woke up, and the song was like playing through my head. And I'm so and then and also in that, it was towards the end of the dream that I had, that it was weird because in the dream I was, forced to check out of this motel at exactly midnight on like a Wednesday night, and I didn't have that much money. And then a guy who I never saw. Wait, oh wow, okay. So one of my, what me saying my not my perps, one of the perps in my, that a guy portrayed as the black male perp that was stalking, following me everywhere. Um, he used to take the doggone bus, and out of nowhere, one day I see him driving it was a black used Mercedes, and he pretended like he didn't see me, but when in real life, he pretended like he didn't see me. And in real life, this guy was wearing all red one day, and then walk up to me and offer me to prostitute. And I'm like, well, if you're poor and homeless or seemingly homeless and you take the bus, how you gonna offer me money to prostitute? Wanting to talk about, oh, you want to make some money? So then, of course I rejected him and turned him down and stuff. Like, go away. So, like in real life, shortly after he, shortly after he was wearing all red and then offered me to prostitute, like a week or two later, I saw him driving like a used Mercedes. It was kind of somewhat wrecked up a little bit too. And then, so in the dream, there was a guy portrayed as him. He never raped me, but um, it was portrayed as him being one of the guys who did rape me in real life, in which he. I mean, I hope I'm explaining this in a way that y'all can understand. It's the best way I can articulate it. But this guy was portrayed as the same guy as that's one of my gang stalkers. I was never raped by this guy, but you know, um, this guy, was in my in my dream. I mean, a guy portrayed as him because it was the guy looks slightly different and stuff. And so, what the hell is that noise? So, it was a guy portrayed as him in a dream. And so, y'all remember, that 90s R&B singer Tracy Spencer? Well, in a dream, she was singing and dancing at 12 years old in my dream. I like, and then, some other stuff happened. My twin sister was in my dream, and it's like she made a threat to tell on me, trying to say, "Well, I'm telling on you that you checking out the motel early." Like in real life, her way of saying it would have been, "Oh, I'm gonna tell on you. You're checking out the hotel early. You're checking out the motel early." So, I mean, so it's like, no, I mean, I'm trying to keep a roof over my head as long as I could, which brings me on to the topic of the weather. So I heard that, yes, I saw a YouTube video that yesterday around the Dallas area was supposedly flooding really bad or something, or had really bad weather. And also I saw it being forecasted that from New Orleans all the way up to like Charlotte, North Carolina, all the way to like probably Orlando or somewhere, or probably further, Central Florida, that we supposed to between today and tomorrow get really bad weather. And they're hitting me in my left foot with the directed energy weapons. So, see? And after I just mentioned it, okay, they stopped hitting me with with the energy weapons. Now my foot doesn't hurt anymore. So, so I've been hearing like random door slamming off and on all morning. And what woke me up at 10 o'clock was, 10:30. I woke up, it was 10:31 right after, I think it was, off and on all morning dealing with the loud bass music. As I said, other people, they get the horn honking, but me, I got to get the loud bass music several times a day. But it looks kind of like as if it would, be kind of dark outside, and it's supposed to rain. And I'm gonna try to hold myself over until dinner time, to try to not eat until dinner time, but I'm still kind of feeling a little full and not hungry. And it seems like with the peanut butter sandwich and the fact that the coconut, well, chips, I mean, banana chips usually have coconut oil in them. So, and then the milk too. I'm sitting here freaking out like, oh, I'm afraid of having too much saturated fat in my, but coconut oil, I heard that, you can be kind of liberal with it. So, I mean, I might be all right if I have, something with fat in it in my dinner, because I heard saturated fat is good. But it depends on the source. Like if it's coconut oil and you have like 2 or 3 tablespoons throughout the day, then it's actually healing for you and not hurtful. But then some people act like they want you to limit your coconut oil too. But coconut oil, I haven't even been taking the coconut oil that a whole lot lately. In one of the jars, I'm having a hard time trying to open, and I have this mango mango preserves or jelly, jam or something that I was able to open it before, but now the jar is stuck and I can't get it open. And it's just sitting on the counter. I don't even know if it's any good anymore. So I mean, well, with the weather, I'm thinking, I'm feeling disappointed that I looked in the Mobile, Alabama area and surrounding areas, the Mobile, Alabama metro area, the Pensacola, Escambia County metro area. I've looked through Fort Walton Beach metro area, Okaloosa County. I've even looked over at Panama City. I've even looked as far as Tallahassee and, put up ads and trying to look on Craigslist and could not find anything. I even told them, like, before I got my tax refund check, I said I was expecting it, and, I was trying to tell them, well, I probably can put down a first pay up first last month's rent, and they said that, well, they weren't going to accept that, and some of them were saying, well, most of them didn't respond to me, but one of them in Panama City tried to make like he was renting out rooms, and kind of find out it was like a hotel or a motel room on the beach in Panama City, and it turned out to be a scam. But I mean, I didn't pay anything. So it seemed like the only people act like they're interested in me is scammers. Whether it be for job or trying to get a place to live, especially from Craigslist. So I hate that that a couple of them even went, fronted like they were legit. And sometimes when you question a scammer or when you ask too many questions, they get an attitude with you. Or they act like they don't want to answer your question. And they get really flip and disrespectful when you try to, you know. But anyway, I, I mean, it's like, as I said, I have been, frightened and scared about having nowhere to go when it's time for, hard times, you know, with the starvation and famine and, I guess the real tribulation or, hard times and stuff. And some people already breaking down, because they can't handle, ever since beginning of 2020 what started. And then, a lot of people just can't deal with life and stuff. But, I still had zero luck all this time with trying to get another job. And the gang stalkers won't allow me to, they try to block me from making any money off my writings. So how is it that the gang stalkers, they even talked about how they're stocked up and prepared on food, with food and water, and think it's the wise thing to do that they stay stocked up and prepped up and prepared. But then you brainwash and believe all the New World Order agendas. Or some of them play both sides between being a targeted truther and a brainwashed perp. As I said, you talk about the Illuminati, um, the fake TI perps they still talk about the New World Order agendas like as if they're exposing them. And then, you know, talk about being stocked up and prepared, or talk about what celebrity was MK Ultra or Illuminati. And then next thing you know, you want to, because you don't like me after I told the truth about you, then you say something like, well, Candy needs medication. Well, you hate me that much that you want me to be punished with being in the system while you think you're woke, awakened to the truth and stuff. So, with the tax refund, I tried what I could to inquire about trying to get housing or get stabilized housing. And, nothing, I didn't have any success. And so, same thing with jobs. And so, the last interview that I had was that Domino's job. So it's like they ought to have like no reason to not hire me. But why would I not qualify to work at Domino's or McDonald's or something other than my disability? But why would I not qualify to work? With me having like a bachelor's degree, and I didn't realize until the last few years that it's not about your degree. It's about how much recent work experience you have. And so, and some people I heard that that's Masonic connections right there that I've been hearing throughout the years. People talking about, it's not what you know, but it's who you know. And I never understood that until this many years later. So, and it's not only who you know, but I had to discover it's who likes you. Who choose. And if people in society blocking you from trying to live and survive, but I feel ashamed that I'm not prepped because, this place not being stable for me or permanent. And so, but when I was living in Los Angeles, or whenever I had this or that Section 8 home to live in, like in 2018, at that house, I had a whole back house that I could have stored up and prepared all of my, I could have stored up and prepped up, but I did have some, and even whenever I have to leave this Section 8 home or apartment, I have to have like a lot of food and a lot of stuff to give away, and then nobody really wants it. Me trying to get rid of, like, I don't know how much money worth of food, but lots and lots of food to give away, and then nobody wants it, and then it ends up going to the dumpster or going. It's like then I have to be forced to, leave that Section 8 place to live because of the gang stalking and the direct energy weapon torture and stuff, and then me being on the streets with nothing. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing because then I would have to put certain things in the storage unit. But I'm not even, I'm just wondering, well, how would I have the transportation to get to my storage unit nowadays with no vehicle, and I can't take the buses? And what if the buses wouldn't be running? And if people wouldn't be wanting to drive Uber during that time, or if they can't because of any other lockdown, or, and at the storage unit I have, it's like they they freak out over a canister of salt and told me the only food I can have up in there is bottled water. So I can't have any food up in there. So I mean, it's like very dirty and diabolical that they bullied me out of my place to live. In several different cities and states, and ran me off Section 8, forced me to be homeless. And I thought it was, a choice, because it's like, well, then after realizing, it wasn't a choice. Because if somebody tortures you so bad that it's unbearable, well, I guess you don't have a choice. You got no choice but to leave. I mean, if somebody who recently told me a couple of days ago that he, you know, due to targeting, that he was forced to move at least 15 times. But I don't know how some targeted individuals are financially well off, but they'd be heavily targeted. But then again, it's like they have some that aren't financially well off, and it's like people want to make sure that nobody helps you. Like today is Tuesday, right? And so today and tomorrow the weather's supposed to be really bad, and then again I heard like most of next week the weather's supposed to be bad. And so I feel like it wouldn't be, I guess, sustainable or feasible for me to keep getting help, or for me to keep asking for $365 a week. And then I still haven't been able to successfully secure another job. And then, it's like a whole trap. I feel trapped. And so, I wouldn't say this week, but I definitely by the 15th, I definitely will be totally out of money, completely and totally. And so, I mean, let's see. Last I checked, I have like 300. I'm gonna say, I have $331.18 in the bank. And so, that's close to enough to get to stay here another week. So, let's see. If I had help with just like $40, 40 more dollars, that would be enough to cover me, just, enough for me to, get to stay here one more week. Otherwise, I would have to go. I would have to leave and be back on the streets. But I heard that, we're in some danger, and even the schools are closed. I think that the schools are closed, like having frequencies of being closed due to inclement weather. And, me staying here, I've tried certain online opportunities or certain gigs and stuff online. And it's like, if it's like a survey or something, if you might get paid $2. And like, I've tried the click worker thing, and they only gave me like one assignment, and I never got paid for it. And so they only gave me like one assignment, and I never got paid for it. And then I tried the Papa Pal like a year or two ago, the Papa Pal, and I try to get paid with Papa Pal and try to do the over the phone thing with Papa Pal. And with Papa Pal, they would have people who make an appointment to talk on the phone with me, and then they either don't answer the phone at all, or they'll get an attitude and pretend like they don't know who the hell I am, in which they don't know me. But if you made an appointment for this call, and then make like, and then they get an attitude and hang up in my face, and I'm like, wow, that hurts my feelings. So it's like, that's preventing me from getting paid or making any money. And I'm not talking about being money hungry or try to get rich. I'm talking about, just to survive day to day. As I said, by next week, by the 15th, I'm supposed to definitely be totally broke. And then they'll still have, more tornadoes, hail, rainy weather, and I don't have a overhead, you know, I wouldn't have an overhead, and I mean, and if people might, I mean, I don't think anybody should be forced to be out and about in the streets, especially in, well, good or bad weather. I don't think anybody deserves that punishment, to be forced to be out in bad weather. And don't believe the mainstream media try to talk about that everybody is homeless as a result of poor choices in life. Because let me tell y'all something. They had thousands of people who were forced to be homeless after Hurricane Katrina. And they had recent tornadoes in New Orleans that, strip people. You didn't, they didn't, stuff like that. You didn't deserve that. And, walking away from narcissistic abuse or domestic violence or a nasty divorce, and or certain other indications, many factors and many different reasons of why somebody would end up homeless. And and especially if you become homeless as a result of narcissistic abuse, then you might be a targeted individual and not even realize it. If they sit there and make you homeless and then send flying monkeys out to stalk and spy on your every move and got you targeted and stuff like that, while they're living a rich life and stalking your every move, and they're mad at you. So I'm afraid of the video cutting off, so I'm gonna see y'all.